Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about manifesting spells and the role that your will and trust play when it comes to your spell casting. But before we dive into the topic, my name is Sandra. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca, witchcraft, spells, magic, and shadow work, tarot, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to become a great spellcaster, I do have a PDF called the Spellcaster Checklist. It gives you a bit of an outline about these important aspects of spellcasting and then some things to tick off so that when you are planning your spells, you're giving them more thought and you're more likely to have more successful outcomes when you're thinking about your spells in a more strategic way. So there's a link to that in the description field below this video, and you can also grab a copy on my freebies tab on my website mysterywitchschool.com. So today we are getting really into the will and trust aspect of magic, because we talk a lot about magical will and putting our will into the world, but we forget about the surrender, the trust. And magic is about polarity. We work with the whole spectrum. And polarity is the yin and yang of magic. And we need to work with both aspects of the active and the receptive side or the passive side. And sometimes we think, oh, magic's all about being active. It's all about putting your will out in the world and being active, 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 active. I will this, I will that, I will the other. But it's equally about opening to receiving and trusting that you're going to receive it in the way that the universe is going to organize it. A lot of the time we're thinking too much about how our magic's going to manifest, and that's not up to us. We're not the how. We are the will, we are the desire, we put the desire out there, but the how is up to the magic and up to the universe. We just have to open ourselves up to be ready to receive it and trust that it is already happening. And this is the hard part to do. The receptive side, the passive side, is difficult. It's more difficult than the will. And the will isn't going to go anywhere if you're not open to receiving it. If you haven't got the passive side well down pat, the will isn't going to help you at all. It's just pushing, pushing, and pushing up against a brick wall. But the brick wall has to come down. So the thing to note is that there's two states of being within yourself. There's the part of you that is really powerful, that feels like you can put it out there, and when you're doing a spell, you can really maybe even get your magical voice and this is my will, or this is what I'm chanting when I'm doing my spell. But there's another part of you as well, and this is the part of you that may doubt that what you're doing is possible for you. There may be beliefs that you're not allowed to have what it is you're doing the magic for, that it's not right to have it, that you're not good enough to have it, that if you have it, then you're going to upset some other people, that you're being selfish if you have it. There could be all of these beliefs that are in the subconscious mind that you may not be aware of that are actually going to sabotage your ability to receive it at the passive end. So whilst you may have the conscious desire to throw it out there at the universe, if you're not opening up to receiving it because you've got these energetic and subconscious blocks, you can't open to receive it. You don't have an open hand, you've got a closed fist. It's almost like you've put an invisible wall up to having it, because energetically you're saying, don't give it to me because it's not safe to have it for whatever reason that might be. So what your job is to note that when you do a spell, particularly if it's for things that you do struggle with, like if money spells are difficult for you, or money is difficult for you and you struggle with getting successful money spells, then what's your relationship with money? What are your beliefs about money? And really challenge those beliefs about money. Because a lot of people in the spiritual community and in the pagan community have a shocking relationship with money and a shocking belief system around money. And what that does is it keeps you poor and it keeps you powerless in the culture, in the world. Because in Western culture, money gives you freedom and choices. And if you don't have money, it's very difficult to have freedom and choices. So we have to change our relationship with money. But the same can be said for love and relationships. You may have beliefs that you're not lovable, or that it's not possible for you to have a loving relationship. You may have beliefs that you're not allowed to have a loving relationship, or you're not allowed to have a lot of money. for whatever reason, and you really need to investigate what these beliefs are. They are crucial to the success of your magic. Thoughts become things, and these are thoughts. The thought, I'm not good enough, is a thought, and it's a thought that you may be unconsciously putting your attention onto. And wherever your attention goes, that's where things happen. That's where the magic happens. Magic is about intention. So make sure that you're putting your intention or attention onto the things that you want rather than the things you don't want. Very important. Spot the limiting beliefs so that you can change them and turn them into their opposite. And all you have to do when you spot one of those nasty beliefs like, I'm not good enough, is to put a what if in front of it and then the opposite. What if I am good enough? What if I am allowed to have a lot of money? What if I am allowed to have love in my life? What if it's okay for me to have love in my life? What if it's okay for me to have money? What if I can have money and still be a good person? What if having money doesn't mean that I'm selfish? What if having money doesn't mean I'm greedy? Those kinds of reframes will help your subconscious mind take to a new program. And this is really important. This is the sort of work that I do in my course, The Wheels of Empowerment, which is one of my shadow work courses where you deal with these beliefs at each chakra level, so that not only are you healing your chakras, you're also opening yourself up to be able to receive the magic so much easier. And with the Journey with Hecate course that I've recently released, that is all about becoming the person that has the things that you want to have and doing the things and being the person you want to be. Working with Hecate to help you change this way of being, like being the feelings, being the thoughts, and changing from being those old thoughts to being the new thoughts, otherwise called identity shifting. Very, very powerful and very necessary for magic. Now you can think of magic as two things: will plus trust or surrender equals your manifestation. So the will usually isn't a problem. The trust, you've got to look at where you're resisting the outcome. It's about resistance. When you don't trust, you're resisting something. And when you're resisting something, you're stopping it from coming to you. You're putting up a wall. So the resistance is what you do need to look at. So if your spells aren't working or you're struggling, ask yourself, where am I resisting the result? Where am I not trusting the magic? Where am I not trusting the universe? And work towards building more trust. This is where affirmations can help you. Repetition of affirmations can help you. You only need to do a spell once, well, and the message is put out there. The universe hears you when you put it out there. But if you're closing yourself off, then you're not going to receive it. So the practice is in opening yourself up to receiving every day. And this is where the identity shifting can help you open to receive every day, because as you're practicing being that version of you that has and does and is being the person you really know yourself to be, you're opening yourself up to receiving all of the good stuff you've already put out there into the universe. Think of it this way. If you're creating a sculpture of some sort, it might be with wood, it could be with clay or whatever material you're using to sculpture something. You have a vision of what this sculpture is going to look like, perhaps, or you may even change it as you're working with it. But what you're doing is you're molding maybe a slab of material into something else. And so you're chipping away what it is you don't want in order to reveal the sculpture. And that's what you're doing when you're doing identity shifting. You're chiseling away all the stuff that's stopping you from being who you are. When you're doing magic and you're wanting to manifest something, you're chiseling away all of the things that you don't want in order to create this one thing. And when you're working with your negative thoughts and beliefs, you've got to chisel those away from your sculpture in order to really, really feel as if you already have what it is that you want. You're already living it. You're the person that is having and doing those things that you're doing your magic for. And this may be something you do have to practice on a daily basis in order to get really good at it. So the magic you only have to do once. It's the practicing of being the person who has it and is open to it that you kind of got to practice every day. And so it's the work on yourself you're practicing every day, not the manifesting that you're practicing every day. Now, I do have a course that's simply on magic. It's called The Witch's Guide to Magic. It's a whole lot of spells that cover the 4 main areas. We've got the spells for love, the spells for money, the spells for wellness, the spells for protection, and I go into detail about what the differences are between these spells, and particularly your mindset around these spells. So if you do want to become a better spellcaster, that's a really great course for you to do. It's a quick and easy course. You can do it in your own time. There's no drip feeding. You can just go to whichever module you want to work on first, whether that's protection or whether that's money, and start doing the work there. So that's The Witch's Guide to Magic. There's a link in the description field below this video, and you can also find it on my website under my courses tab. And if you're wanting to become the person that has and does all of the things that you want to have, so that your will and your trust are aligned together and you can then step into that manifestation, then I do recommend A Journey with Hecate, which is my new course, Working with Hecate, where you are using ritual, you're using guided meditations, you're using affirmations, and some magic here and there to help you become the person you truly want to be, or who you actually know you are, but you're not allowing yourself to be, is more the correct way of saying it. So once again, there's a link in the description field below this video and also on my website under the courses tab. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Blessed be.